Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to you today about something powerful, something life-changing, something every champion carries inside them, power of the eagle mindset. See, an eagle isn't just a bird, it's a symbol of vision, strength, courage, and elevation. When you understand how an eagle thinks, how an eagle moves, how an eagle survives, you'll start to see exactly what kind of mindset you need to reach the next level of your life. The eagle flies alone. It doesn't follow the crowd. It doesn't blend in. It doesn't wait for someone else to guide it. An eagle flies on its own path. And some of you need to understand that the higher you go, the smaller the crowd becomes. Everybody can't go where you're going. Everybody won't understand your dreams. Everybody won't clap for your progress. And that's fine, because eagles don't need applause to stay in the sky. They fly because they were born to rise. That's the mindset you need. Stop seeking approval and start seeking purpose. Eagles have extraordinary vision. They can see their target miles away while everything else becomes blurry. That's what success looks like. You can't focus on drama, distractions, negativity, and still expect to win. You need eagle vision, the ability to lock onto your dream even when life gets chaotic. Most people lose because they keep looking around. Eagles win because they keep looking ahead. When you know where you're going, nothing around you can confuse you. Now here's the part I love. Eagles love the storm. Every other bird runs for cover, but the eagle spreads its wings and lets the wind lift it higher. That storm that you've been complaining about, that difficulty you've been praying to remove, what if I told you that storm isn't there to break you, it's there to elevate you? Every struggle you're facing is preparing you for breakthroughs you can't even imagine right now. Stop avoiding the storm and start rising through it. The eagle mindset is about embracing pressure, because pressure reveals power. And let me tell you something else. Eagles don't waste time fighting small-minded battles. The crow sits on its back and pecks at it. The eagle doesn't fight the crow. It simply flies higher where the oxygen gets thin and the crow falls off. That's how you deal with negativity, jealousy, gossip, and people who try to pull you down. You don't argue, you don't fight, you don't drop to their level. You rise, you elevate, you keep going higher until the noise can't breathe where you're headed. But here's the deepest lesson: eagles renew themselves. When they get older, their feathers get heavy, their beak becomes weak, and their claws grow dull. So the eagle goes into isolation, breaks its own beak, pulls out its old feathers, and waits for new ones to grow. It rebuilds itself. And that's what some of you need, a personal renewal. You need to let go of old habits that are slowing you down. You need to drop old fears that are limiting you. You need to remove people, patterns, and excuses that keep weakening you. The eagle mindset is about rebirth, about choosing to grow again, stronger than ever before. Ladies and gentlemen, the eagle mindset is not about being better than anyone else. It's about being better than who you were yesterday. It's about rising when others settle. It's about seeing clearly when others are confused. It's about pushing through storms when others run. And above all, it's about believing deep in your spirit that you were made for something greater. You were designed to rise. You were created to climb. You were born to soar. The eagle flies alone because success requires selective company. When you study the eagle, you notice it never moves in crowds, it never travels in flocks, and it never spends its life surrounded by noise. It chooses solitude not because it is antisocial, but because elevation demands separation. The first key to understanding the eagle mindset is realizing that the higher your purpose, the fewer people will walk with you. Most people never reach their full potential because they keep trying to carry everyone with them: friends, family, old habits, old mindsets, old versions of themselves. But the eagle shows us that you cannot soar to great heights if you are tied down by the weight of company that has no wings to rise with you. When you look at people who have succeeded in life, you will always find a season where they had to walk alone, think alone, grind alone, believe alone. And that season wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You grow differently when you are alone. You hear your own thoughts clearly, you recognize your own desires, you face your fears honestly, and you discover the strength that was already inside you. Most people avoid solitude because they see it as loneliness, but the eagle sees it as clarity. The eagle mindset teaches that being selective with the people in your life isn't arrogance, it's strategy. It's knowing that the wrong company can drain your energy, distract your mind, weaken your ambition, and slow your journey. There is a reason why chickens stay on the ground. They move together. They make noise together. They limit each other without even realizing it. But the eagle understands that everyone doesn't deserve access to your vision. Not everyone can handle your dreams, your discipline, or your destiny. Some people want the benefits of your success, but cannot handle the sacrifices that come with it. When you keep entertaining the wrong company, you delay your progress. When you keep trying to please everyone, you lose direction. The eagle reminds us that there comes a time when you must evaluate your circle, your environment, your relationships, and ask yourself whether these people push you forward or pull you backward. The eagle mindset also means that sometimes your journey will feel uncomfortable because you are growing beyond the level of those around you. Your thoughts get bigger, your dreams get clearer, your goals get sharper, and you start to outgrow conversations that used to entertain you. You begin to desire peace more than popularity, vision more than validation, progress more than parties. That's the eagle mindset awakening inside you. Separation becomes necessary. You start realizing that elevation doesn't happen in crowded spaces. You must create distance from anything or anyone that keeps you flying low when your wings were built for the sky. And let me tell you, flying alone does not mean flying without support. It means choosing support that aligns with your purpose. It means letting go of people who only clap when life is easy, but disappear when life demands work. It means learning to walk away from negativity, gossip, jealousy, laziness, and small-minded thinking. The eagle's life teaches that quality of company matters more than quantity. One strong belief, one clear vision, one supportive person, or even one powerful thought can take you further than 1,000 empty conversations. People often ask why the eagle flies at such heights where no other bird dares to go. It's simple. There is less noise, less distraction, and less chaos up there. The air is thinner, but the vision is sharper. That's a powerful message for life. When you rise above pettiness, drama, and limitation, you start to see possibilities you never noticed before. You start to realize that not everyone is meant to understand your journey because your journey isn't built for everyone. The eagle mindset is a call to trust yourself, to value your path, and to accept that your destiny requires a level of solitude that ordinary minds might never comprehend. Eagles see far because great minds think long-term and stay focused. And this principle is one of the most powerful lessons in the entire eagle mindset. An eagle can spot its prey from miles away, and once its eyes lock onto the target, nothing distracts it. It doesn't get confused by the wind. It doesn't get overwhelmed by the height. It doesn't get tempted by noise happening around it. Its focus is so sharp that the target becomes the only thing that matters. That is exactly how successful people think, work, and live. They develop a vision so strong that everyday distractions lose their power. They stop giving attention to things that don't help them grow. They stop wasting energy on temporary feelings and start investing it into long-term purpose. The reason why most people fail is not lack of talent, but lack of focus. They start something with excitement, but lose direction the moment challenges appear. They change goals the moment life gets uncomfortable. They keep looking around at what others are doing instead of keeping their eyes forward on their own path. But the eagle teaches us that if your vision isn't locked, your progress won't last. When you keep adjusting your dream for every opinion, every emotion, every setback, you end up flying in circles instead of moving upward. The eagle mindset demands consistency, showing up even when you don't feel like it, staying committed even when results are slow, and protecting your attention like it is gold. Vision is not just about seeing the future. It is about believing in it long before it becomes visible. The eagle sees its target even when obstacles stand between them. That is symbolic of how winners think they see opportunity in places where others see problems. They see possibilities before anyone else notices them. They keep dreaming even when life tries to shut them down. When you develop eagle vision, you begin to look beyond your current circumstances. You begin to understand that what you see right now is not the end of your story. You train your mind to focus on where you're going, not where you are. And that shift in focus transforms your entire life. Another powerful aspect of eagle vision is clarity. Most people try to chase too many things at once, and as a result, they achieve nothing with excellence. But the eagle teaches the art of single-minded purpose. It doesn't attack multiple targets at once. It chooses one, commits fully, and executes with precision. That's a lesson for life. You don't need 100 goals. You need one great goal and the discipline to stay with it. Focus creates mastery, and mastery creates success. Everything becomes easier when your mind isn't cluttered by confusion. Eagles also know when to wait. They don't rush. They don't panic. They don't attack too early because timing is everything. This patience is another part of long-term thinking. Many people sabotage their success because they want results instantly. They chase the quick path, the easy path, the shortcut, never realizing that real greatness takes time. The eagle understands that waiting is not weakness, it is strategy. It waits for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, the ideal alignment. And when that moment comes, it acts without hesitation. That balance of patience and precision is what separates dreamers from achievers. But the most important lesson from the eagle's vision is protection of mental space. An eagle doesn't expose its eyes to the dirt, dust, or chaos on the ground. It stays above. In life, protecting your focus means protecting your environment, your thoughts, your habits, your relationships. You must choose what you allow into your mind because your vision can only stay sharp when your mind stays clean. Negativity, comparison, doubt, and fear blur your sight just like dust blurs an eagle's eyes. When you remove mental noise, your vision becomes clear. The truth is, your future will only be as strong as the focus you bring to your present. If you want to rise high, you must learn to see far. You must train your mind to stay committed to the long view, no matter how loud the world gets. Because the moment your vision becomes clear and locked, everything in your life begins to align with it. Eagles love the storm because challenges activate hidden strength. And this truth is one of the most remarkable lessons nature offers. When dark clouds gather and strong winds start to blow, every other bird runs for shelter. They hide, they panic, they look for safety because the storm threatens their comfort. But the eagle does something completely different. It spreads its wings, faces the storm head on, and uses the powerful wind to rise even higher. The very thing that scares other birds becomes the fuel that lifts the eagle to altitudes no other creature can reach. This is the essence of an eagle mindset, understanding that the storms of life are not sent to destroy you, but to reveal the strength you didn't know you had. In life, storms come in many forms: loss, failure, heartbreak, struggle, setbacks, pressure, rejection. Most people look at these challenges and think life is unfair or the journey is too hard. They retreat, slow down, complain, or give up. But people with the eagle mindset see storms differently. They understand that difficulties are not signs to quit, but invitations to grow. They know that no great story is written without conflict, no great champion is built without pressure, and no great mind is sharpened without adversity. Challenges separate those who talk about success from those who earn it. The storm becomes a teacher, shaping character, building resilience, and revealing the deep power inside. What makes the eagle unique is not that it faces storms, but that it uses them. The wind that could break another bird becomes the force that elevates the eagle. That means the same pressure that destroys one person can develop another. Life is not about avoiding hardship. It is about learning how to rise through it. When you embrace the storm, you begin to understand that strength is not built in comfort. Growth does not happen in the easy moments. Confidence is not developed by sunshine alone. Everything strong within you, courage, patience, discipline, determination, is built in the wind, the rain, the thunder, and the struggle that forces you to stretch beyond your limitations. The reason most people remain stuck is that they fear the storm. They fear failure, so they never try. They fear criticism, so they stay silent. They fear disappointment, so they stop dreaming. But the eagle teaches that fear is not a reason to stop. Fear is a sign that you are standing at the edge of greatness. When the winds get stronger, it means you are rising higher. Storms often come right before breakthroughs. Pressure often appears right before elevation. The universe tests your strength before it rewards your courage. Those who quit too early never discover how close they were to rising into a new level. Another powerful lesson from the eagle is staying calm in the storm. While other birds flap frantically, the eagle remains still, gliding effortlessly across the sky. That calmness is not weakness, it is confidence. It comes from knowing that you are built for more than the chaos around you. When life becomes difficult, staying calm is a form of strength. It keeps your mind clear, your focus sharp, and your decisions wise. Panic makes you react, calmness helps you rise. The eagle mindset teaches you to stop fighting every challenge emotionally and start facing them with clarity and power. The storm also exposes who you truly are. Anyone can look strong in good times, anyone can smile when nothing is going wrong, and anyone can feel motivated when life is easy. Your real character is revealed when everything gets tough. Your real strength appears when you face pressure that pushes you to your limits. Your real potential emerges when you are forced to dig deeper than you ever have. That is why storms are blessings in disguise. They refine you, reshape you, and elevate you in ways comfort never could. Eagles love the storm because they understand what comes after it: greater heights, clearer vision, and stronger wings. They know that storms don't last, but the strength gained from them does. And when you adopt that mindset, no challenge can break you. Every challenge will build you. Eagles rise above negativity. They don't fight small battles, and this lesson is one of the most powerful mindset shifts anyone can make. An eagle never wastes time arguing with smaller birds. When the crow sits on its back and pecks, annoys, or tries to distract it, the eagle never turns around to fight. It doesn't flap wildly, it doesn't waste energy, it doesn't lose focus. Instead, it simply opens its wings, rises higher into the sky, and climbs to an altitude where the crow cannot breathe. The crow falls away on its own because it cannot survive at the level the eagle is built to reach. This is the perfect symbol of how you should deal with negativity, criticism, jealousy, and people who try to pull you down. People lose their peace because they keep trying to respond to every insult, fix every rumor, or argue with every small-minded person who wants attention. When you fight back, you drop to their level, you waste your energy, you let negativity control your direction. The eagle mindset teaches that elevation is the best response to negativity. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. You don't need to prove your worth to those committed to misunderstanding you. Your success, your growth, your discipline, and your progress will answer louder than any argument ever could. There will always be people who doubt you, criticize you, provoke you, or try to distract you from your path. These people exist in every workplace, every family, every social circle, and every dream journey. The secret is learning not to let them occupy space in your mind. Your energy is precious, your focus is valuable, and your destiny is too important to waste on small fights. The eagle rises above nonsense because its purpose is greater than its pride. You must choose purpose over ego, direction over distraction, and growth over arguments that lead nowhere. Negativity comes in many forms: people who belittle your dreams, people who gossip, people who envy your progress, people who celebrate your failures but ignore your efforts. You don't defeat them by fighting. You defeat them by rising so high that their opinions become irrelevant. You defeat them by succeeding in places they never expected you to reach. You defeat them by living a life so focused and elevated that their words cannot touch you. The eagle mindset teaches emotional maturity. Not every battle deserves your wings. Not every comment deserves your attention. Not every person deserves access to your peace. When someone tries to pull you down, remember that they are already below you. They can only reach you if you come down to their level, and you must refuse to descend. Your path is upward. Your life is meant for higher things. Keep climbing until their negativity cannot follow. Rise until your altitude chokes the noise. Focus so deeply on your journey that distractions get tired of trying to catch you. When you learn to rise above negativity the way an eagle does, you gain control of your emotional world. You stay calm, centered, and committed to your purpose. You preserve your strength, sharpen your focus, and free your mind. That is the true power of an elevated mindset, the power to rise above everything that is trying to bring you down. Eagles renew themselves by letting go of old habits, fears, and limits. And this is one of the most powerful transformations in the natural world. When an eagle reaches a certain age, its beak becomes bent, its feathers become heavy, and its talons lose their strength. If the eagle continues in this condition, it cannot hunt properly, cannot fly as high as it once did, and cannot live with the power it was born with. So what does the eagle do? It flies to a high mountain, isolates itself from the world, and begins a painful renewal process. It breaks its own beak against the rock until the old one falls off. It pulls out its old feathers one by one. It removes its worn-out claws so new ones can grow. Only after this intense process does the eagle gain a fresh set of feathers, a new beak, and renewed strength to continue soaring for many more years. This process is symbolic of what it means to grow as a human being. Renewal requires letting go. It requires the courage to remove parts of your life that no longer serve your purpose. Old habits, outdated beliefs, toxic people, comfortable routines, and fears that keep you from rising must be intentionally released. Growth is not always comfortable. Transformation is often painful because it requires breaking parts of yourself that are holding you back. Just like the eagle, sometimes you must retreat from noise, the crowd, and old environments to focus on rebuilding the next version of yourself. You cannot carry old baggage into new levels. You cannot reach higher altitudes while holding on to weights that belong to your past. Many people struggle in life not because they lack talent or opportunity, because they refuse to let go of what is limiting them. They hold on to relationships that drain them, mindsets that shrink them, habits that weaken their potential, or environments that no longer align with their goals. The eagle teaches that renewal is the key to longevity. If you want a new life, you must be willing to release the old one. If you want new strength, you must be willing to break away from old weaknesses. If you want a fresh start, you must be willing to remove what is outdated and worn out. Renewal also requires honesty. The eagle goes into isolation because it needs clarity. In the silence, it becomes aware of what must change. In your own life, you must create space to reflect on who you are becoming. You must ask yourself whether your actions match your ambitions, whether your habits support your goals, and whether your thoughts empower your progress. Renewal begins with self-awareness. Sometimes the hardest person to confront is yourself, but honesty brings freedom, and freedom brings growth. The eagle's renewal process is not quick. It takes time, patience, and a willingness to endure discomfort. Many people give up on change because they expect transformation to happen instantly. They want success without sacrifice, progress without effort, and growth without discomfort. But real change is a journey. It requires discipline, commitment, and resilience. During renewal, you may feel alone, uncertain, or challenged, but that is where strength is built. Just like the eagle, you must trust that the process will lead to a stronger, wiser, more powerful version of yourself. Another powerful message from the eagle is that renewal prepares you for your next season. The eagle does not renew itself because it is weak. It renews itself because it is preparing to soar higher and longer. In life, there are seasons of breakthrough waiting for you, but you must be prepared for them. New opportunities require new strength. New heights require new skills. New blessings require a new mindset. Renewal is not about losing. It is about upgrading. It is letting go of the old so you can step into the better. When you embrace the renewal process the way an eagle does, you free yourself from the chains of your past. You release fear, limitation, and doubt. You rebuild your confidence, sharpen your vision, strengthen your spirit, and prepare yourself to rise again higher, stronger, and more unstoppable than ever before. Eagle mindset means courage, elevation, and choosing purpose over comfort. And this idea captures the spirit of what it truly means to rise above ordinary living. The eagle is not the strongest bird nor the largest, but it is the most fearless. Its courage comes from understanding its identity. It knows it was made to fly high, to see far, to face storms, and to dominate the skies. Its life is a constant expression of purpose. That is what the eagle mindset is, a deep, unwavering belief that you were created for something greater and that you must live boldly enough to reach it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward even when fear whispers loudly. The eagle does not avoid heights because they are risky. It embraces them because it was designed to soar. Humans often remain grounded because they let fear guide their choices. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of change, fear of discomfort. These fears create invisible cages that keep people trapped in ordinary lives. But the eagle mindset teaches that courage is a choice you must make daily. Every time you push past fear, you strengthen your wings. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you prepare yourself for greater heights. Elevation is another core of the eagle mindset. Eagles live at high altitudes not just to stay safe from predators, but because higher levels bring clearer vision. The higher you go in life, the more you see. You begin to understand which paths matter and which distractions no longer deserve your time. But elevation requires effort. You must be willing to climb. You must be willing to separate from what holds you down. You must be willing to leave behind environments that keep you flying low. The eagle never apologizes for rising high, and neither should you. Your potential is not meant to be hidden or limited. It is meant to expand, stretch, and reach the sky. Choosing purpose over comfort is perhaps the most difficult part of the eagle mindset. Comfort feels good, but it keeps you stagnant. Purpose feels demanding, but it moves you forward. The eagle's life is not always easy. It faces storms, isolation, challenges, and renewal, but everything it does is tied to its purpose. Humans often harm their own growth because they choose comfort over destiny. They choose short-term pleasure over long-term success. They settle for average instead of striving for greatness. But when you carry an eagle mindset, you realize that comfort is temporary, but purpose creates legacy. Living with purpose requires discipline. The eagle is disciplined in everything: how it hunts, how it flies, how it raises its young, how it renews itself. It never abandons its nature. Human discipline works the same way. You must remain dedicated to your vision even when others don't understand it. You must stay consistent even when results are slow. You must hold yourself accountable even when it feels easier to quit. Purpose asks for effort, sacrifice, and persistence, but the rewards it brings are priceless. The eagle mindset also means refusing to shrink. Too many people hide their talents, silence their voice, or lower their goals because they fear standing out. But the eagle stands alone, not because it wants to be superior, but because it was made to lead, not follow. To live with an eagle mindset, you must stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. You must stop limiting your potential because others feel threatened by your ambition. When you rise, you inspire. When you shine, you guide. When you walk boldly in your purpose, you give others permission to do the same. Finally, the eagle mindset is about trusting the process of your life. Eagles don't panic during storms, don't fear heights, and don't quit when renewal gets difficult. They trust that their design is stronger than their challenges. When you adopt this mindset, you understand that every struggle is shaping you, every setback is strengthening you, and every season is preparing you for the next level. Courage becomes natural, elevation becomes expected, and purpose becomes the driving force of your entire life. When you think like an eagle, you stop surviving and start soaring.